Alright guys, what's up? This is just going to be a short little video on the catch can here. I have the first gen Elite engineering catch can. I don't have the E2 Camaro ZL1. Basically going to show you how this got hooked up and how it's working and everything like that. I'm not really going to explain to you what a catch can does and all that, because you can do research like that and it's all over the internet. But basic installation, it's real simple. Comes with this bracket here, and it comes with all the hardware, everything like that. First thing I did was I put these fittings on with the Teflon tape. I think this is the best way to do it, to run the hose. It's the most efficient way, I guess you could say. Others have ran it differently, but I found that was easier to get around certain things. So before you run the hose though, you want to mount it to that bolt right there. You just take that off. That's a stock bolt. It just comes right off and goes right back on. Real simple. Then obviously make sure those are tight. Now the hose, I don't know if you can see in there, but there's an inlet and an outlet, and there, the top one right there, that top one is actually the inlet, which would come from the outlet of your catch can. So that's pretty much the last in line of how the system works. The first one is down below there. It's really hard to see, and it's also very hard to get to. But the bottom one, the stock is just a little tiny hose. It just connects. It's just a connector. All you do is pop it off, similar to one of these quick release things here. All right, pops off the bottom and the top. Take it off, and you'll go from, this is your inlet on your can. So that's the way, that's the flow. It's coming in this way, filtering, going out that way. So you want your outlet, right, to come to your inlet, and then your outlet of your can to go back to your inlet, which is on the top. So they come with these clamps, which, you know, you can go get regular hose clamps that you screw on, but I think they worked fine for what I was doing. This one is really tight to get on. The hose fits really nice and tight on these fittings, which is nice. I went with the nickel ones. You can get chrome and you can get brass. I just went with the regular nickel ones. But these here are a little different, because if you remember, the hose that goes on is just one of these little clip things. It's really not airtight. So basically what I did was, a lot of guys on the forums say, you know, okay, well, maybe you should try to push it over that rib there. Well, I just bumped it right up against the rib, and I pressed down on the clamp really hard with like a pair of pliers or something you can get in there, and it works just fine. You know, I'm pulling that pretty hard and it's not moving. So, and then the same goes with the bottom one. That's a little bit hard to get to. The easiest way to get to it is, you want to unscrew this right here. That'll come off. Oh, shit. Sorry if it's hard to hear, my neighbor's cutting his grass right now, but this piece will come off, okay? And the way to realign it is, it's real simple. You can see there's the there's like a little rivet there that you kind of set that notch into. That's how you know it's in place. Just be careful when you take it off. It's gonna hang because you're gonna have all these little wire things attached to it. Just be careful when you take it off. You don't want to mess with anything. Other than that, it helps to have another person, if you can, just to hold things and kind of maneuver. But if you have to do it yourself, then I would definitely invest in some long pliers, or I had to actually push on push the hose on there. You can see it, the top one there with like a really long flathead screwdriver. But once you get it on and you get the clamps are the worst part, because you know you got to hold them open with pliers and all that crap. So that's why, I mean, it probably would help if you're doing it yourself, maybe just a regular set of little tiny hose clamps with like a flathead, you know, to screw on. That would probably be easier. But other than that, as far as it working, a lot of you guys ask questions, oh, is it efficient, does it work right, some of them don't filter out all the oil, this and that. Well, I've had this on for about 600 miles or so, and I did one autocross session. It wasn't really that long, literally 70-second runs, 3 of them, so it wasn't that long. But I'll just show you, and the rest is just kind of moderate driving here and there. This is a weekend car, it's not my everyday car. And all you do is screw the bottom off, real simple. Comes all. And you can see after 600 miles, there it is. It's working. If you guys do racing or any type of track stuff, then you're probably going to want to invest in one of these, just because it keeps your engine cleaner. You know, if you're just driving it on the weekends to car shows, this and that, it's really not worth it, honestly. And my point is how much oil it actually filters out. But if you're running the engine hard, stuff like that, and yeah, it's a good investment to make, and it's very simple to install. If you guys got any questions, just post your comments below. Thanks.